uh, polite. Okay, now it's still close. I'm not so polite like Ro. I'm always saying suffer with your cravings. So when you still desire whatever, eat whatever and suffer with it. Suffer with it. Of course, that's the learning process because you don't have to listen what I am saying or Rocio is saying. Your body is the perfect master from who you learn that you have to listen to your body. So now you are detoxing or have detox 2 days. So of course, any detox will be a harder pack. So definitely recommend uh, enter in your habit softly and this is much. But when you have now today is Sunday, I want to join family and there's a big buffet of whatever, then enjoy and suffer. Because your body will say, no, 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 don't do me that. But anyway, it's your play, your game, then enjoy also your game. Today is actually the idea is, as Lucia was mentioning, your body works like a water mill. And like water goes in the watermill and goes out of the watermill. And only the water is moving the wheel. And it's actually in your body, everything what you ingest is actually like a stimulation. But the stimulation do not means that you need the stimulation. It's like I mentioned, the alcohol. You are used to alcohol, your body reacts on alcohol. You think your body is great for alcohol, but now got used to the stimulation and want this. And you think your body wants food, but actually it's the process of detox. And process of detox you interpret like my body is craving for something. Yeah, but it's healing. The healing process is always with a little pain and uncomfortness. But you think, oh, I need something. No, but that's how it is. And I hope you had a nice experience. 2 days dry fast is the first step to discover a little bit more of your addiction because you are addicted. So you're an addict. So accept it that you are an addict because. As I mentioned the first day, we were not born to be able to eat. We have to get used or adapt our body to food. So when I adapt my body to food, then something is not natural. At least not for the human body. When you see nature, for example, by cows, you can see it that what do you say? How to call the young cows? The young cows can eat the grass and drink also the mother milk. So there's no difference. But when you, as a baby, eat the same thing like your parents do, then you will suffer or even get killed. So because the toxins are so high that your body has to adapt to these toxins. That's very important and to understand and it actually it's not my idea. That actually you can observe because first you get breastfeeding, then comes everything in form of more or less liquid. Everything is like a puree. Um, when you get feed carrots or whatever, everything is mixed it's almost liquid that you can eat, and then step by step you get to solid, and step by step then you get to other foods, and that you can see by observing how babies you adapt babies to food, and then when I have to adapt babies to food, then it's not something natural. Of course, that should be clear. But in our understanding of nutrition, we need food, we need energy, we need eat, but it's everything is a myth. So Actually, this is here Q&A, but also sharing experience. So everybody can raise their hands and say, okay, I want to share. And also, like, you can do some question if something was not so clear from my side or from the side from Rocio. Okay? Because everything else, I would say, it's for the next step of a retreat, because you made now 2 days self experience, but 2 days it's a teaser. It's something, a small list of what's actually behind everything. You need to have at least 1 week a fast, and in this week we do normally 4 days dry fasting. Then you get very deep understanding what's happening with my body and also what's happening with my mind. Okay. But for these days, I guess it's enough. But you can share your experience.
Jessica, you can go first. You raise your hand first. Oh, you need to unmute.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Hey, Markus. I have a question about what you tell us about the babies, because what would be the best way then if a baby is born? Would you advise to not breastfeed? And my question comes a little bit of a friend of mine had a problem with breastfeeding, and her baby was really getting thinner and thinner and small, and was having difficulties, was crying a lot. So they thought it was really hungry. So they tried to find another way to feed the baby because the breastfeeding was not working right. So I was wondering what would be the best thing if we would start an ideal world. What would we best do with the babies then?
The ideal world. Now it's better. Okay. The ideal world for me is starts by procreation before the baby. That means we have to start with the problem comes from, not when there is a problem to try to comfort the problem and to adjust the problem. We have to understand where the problem comes from. And the problem comes mainly from procreation. That means two confused people create another confused being. Two addicted create another addicted. Two egos create another ego. And so there is the problem. So there is no solution actually with a baby, because the baby is a solution when you are separated from the mom. Okay, you have to understand the first 6 months for the baby, there's no idea of separation. So every nonsense what the mother is thinking and all her worries, fears, the baby is feeling. So when you separate the baby, there's a solution. But of course, it won't happen. So we should start from the beginning. That means procreation. And we have to understand. Actually, I wanted to mention it, but anyway, you were bringing up the topic. Sexuality and procreation should be two different things. That's very important, because now we mixed sexuality with procreation. Our sexuality is so confused. When you have something so confused, mixing with procreation, the result, what would be bigger confusion and bigger chaos. And that you can see nowadays in the world. So we have to separate. Sexuality is actually be something innocent. A innocent game between two beings, actually, to explore themselves. But adults can't do this because adults are already corrupted with the idea of sexuality, and also they are looking in in sexuality some physical satisfaction, and actually they're using the other one to get this satisfaction. So it's a confusion completely. So we have to change our sexuality completely. Okay, but therefore humanity has to change. But go back to the procreation. Procreation, in my point of observation, we are. What we are projection of our consciousness in the womb of our mom. We manifestate ourselves in the womb of your mom or of a woman. That should be very clear. You do not come from mom and dad. Mom and dad can't create consciousness. So don't be so silly to believe that. So actually, you as consciousness manifestate yourself in the womb of your mom. Okay? And then, of course, of the surroundings, you form what you're later on. So that you can see in experiments that say the cell is nothing because you were born as a mother cell. So a stem cell or whatever, I don't know the name exactly, but that's the first cell you were born, and then by outer division, then you grow your body. And, by experiments, they know the cell is nothing; it's something neutral, but the surrounding is everything. So in this moment, the thoughts, the feelings of the woman or of the mom forms more or less the idea mentally, or forms also the fears. Everything is already in the fetus, programming and suffering. So therefore, procreation should be completely different. That means in African cultures there exists, for example, when women feel the need to give birth. Then they feel it, I want to give birth. So they sit below a tree and wait for the signal of the being who wants to be born. So it's actually the connections between the soul or the being of the woman and the being who wants to come. So that's enough. That's the first step. And then in my point of view, that's okay, perfect. Two beings agreement or less perfect, and therefore why we need a third party, why we need another man who confuses these two. They are peaceful together, they know what to do. Why we need men? So actually Virgin Mary was a big example, and that's actually how should be done procreation. Sexuality is something different. Procreation should be this way. There are only two parties. That means the soul who wants to be born and a clear being, that's a clear woman that knows I am not a mom. I'm only what do you say? I'm only to help this soul to be born on spot. That's it. Nothing more. But therefore, women have to be clear in mind. That means not to have the program. I have to have two breastfeeding. I do not have to do that. I do not need sexuality. That's all these programs should be stripped away, and there should be a clear consciousness. A woman with clear consciousness to receive a clear consciousness, and then they can give birth to a clear consciousness. Everything else is confusion. And from this moment, both know we are consciousness, we are not the body, and then they do not need breastfeeding, need nothing. That's actually my question for the future. But we need, I guess, we need at least 10 years to break this a little bit Because of course, it's very deep, the program. For women, I have to do breastfeeding. That's my baby, and I have to take care. But therefore, actually, I'm creating a tribal life, because in a tribe there is no mom, no dad. Everybody is mom and dad, so there is no possession, because now women think it's my baby and they are very possessive about it. That's also very terrible for the baby. So we have to change whole procreation. We have to change. The first 6 years should be completely different, because your trauma and trauma were born within these 6 years. So the first 6 years are very, very, very important. So procreation, also the, what do you say, when you give birth, when you give birth, the moment by giving birth for the woman should be something pleasant, should be joy, not suffering. So when the woman suffers by giving birth, then there's already a trauma in the baby. These two, and then the first 6 years. So these 3 steps are very important. That's when you have a confused procreation, then you have a suffering by giving birth, and then the baby lives in an environment with chaos, with two confused people. Then of course the result will be confusion, like you are living. So we have to go to the beginning, and the beginning is procreation. There we have to change something. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Okay.
Thank you. This, I think it was fine. And we can continue with Maria, please.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
I know Maria from Argentina was raising.
Oh, okay. No, okay.
There are
Thank you.
two Marias.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Markus. Nice to be here. Well, I have some questions, but I will start with the most difficult thing for me in this process was the water. I have a huge craving for water. I don't know if that is related that I'm living in a very desert environmental. It's not as green as UK or parts of Buenos Aires, Argentina. So maybe it has to do with that. But it's the worst part. I want to I want to ask or to tell you that I want to continue to complete 4 days of fasting. So I don't know what I'm asking some advice for that.
There's no much advice. Enjoy fasting. That's actually the game you want to experience a little bit more. Perfect. Happy for you. About the dry mouth. You have a dry mouth. You're not craving for liquid. It's only a dry mouth. So when you only take some water in your mouth and then spit it out, then the moment is gone. When you see your body do not crave for liquid. It's only you have a dry mouth, and then you start thinking, and that's the problem. And then you start, I'm in the desert, oh, there's enough liquid. In the air, there's enough liquid. So actually, you don't only have to breathe. But of course, your body is used to it, that you always put liquid in your body. So to activate again all liquid in your mouth, you need at least 10 days of dry fasting. Then it activates again to have enough, what do you say? I don't know. But I mean, the liquid in your mouth. I don't know the name exactly. But, you know what I mean. That you want to feel the dry mouth. That get activated automatically after you stop drinking. But of course, you need 10, 15 days to activate it again. Okay, so for you that you like to continue to play and to experience the dry fasting. And of course, the liquid is always a mind problem because you were feed with the idea of dehydration, you say it maybe, your whole life. You have to drink at least 2 liters of water or even more all the time with this, what do you say, with this, I would say, it's fairy tale all the time. They tell you what to, how much to drink and so on and so forth. And then in the end, you believe it. And what you believe, you must take. So you should also get rid of all this nonsense and ideas. Your body, as Rocio was mentioning, you need more liquid. Why you go to the bathroom? And also you can see even during the 2 days dry fasting, you're urinating. So your body is saying we have too much in our body. Otherwise, your body will stop urinating, of course, because he is much smarter and we will retrain the liquid what he needs. Always, okay? So, enjoy.
So you said that after 10 days, body rebalance and we don't feel that sense of needing water.
More or less, yeah. But it makes no sense to a day 10 or 10, 15 days dry fasting and then you start drinking again. So let your body adapt. First, adapt to no food, or first step I would say, adapt your body to only fruit and juice. And then adapt your body to less days of eating. And then step by step you go say, oh, I'm getting rid or I have enough from eating fruits. Then you go to liquid. And then comes drive. Then comes the living without liquid. So take it easy. Take it easy. Okay. Meanwhile, you're drinking, so don't worry.
Okay, perfect. And what about sleep? Because for instance, yesterday, the first day I was very active. I feel very active. But the second day, yesterday, I felt very tired. And unless I stand up and went to a walk, was very, very cold, but was nice. And then during the night, I couldn't sleep.
Of course. The sadness you understood, I guess, because you're in a process of detox. Detox means illness. So actually you are ill and your body is detoxing, and then of course your body says, oh, take it easy, take a rest. I want to take focus on detox. Because you can't do a marathon and at the same time detox. It's impossible. He wants to focusing on detox. And when you do not you don't be able to sleep, that's actually good. That means don't sleep during your life, because during your life you're sleeping, and says don't go back to your normal life and sleep again, because you're sleeping. When you live your life like with your ego mind, then you're asleep. Okay? And now with a little bit more consciousness, it's an invitation to say, okay, in the future I won't be asleep again. Okay, you understood what I'm trying to tell you?
I think so, because it cuts the transmissions.
Then
Okay.
let's repeat. Everything is actually, your body is the message. You know, you have to understand the message. Your body tells you, do not sleep. Then it's actually an invitation. Do not sleep or fall asleep during your normal life. Be awake and take advantage when you do not sleep at night. Take advantage to reflect, to observe. But you get anxious. Oh, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. No, take the time. It's perfect. When you do not sleep, then have enough time to reflect and overview everything what happened in life. Okay.
Thank you. Is that got clear? We can continue with Sorko. You raised the hand earlier. Are you still having questions?
Yes, no, I don't really have any questions, but I would like to share my experience.
Please share with us.
Because I was doing some dry fasting long ago, like 6 years ago, and it was 3 days and a half. But before I was 3 days on liquids, and I was a little bit afraid now on this retreat, but in the beginning. But then it went through so smoothly. I didn't have any issues. I didn't have even dry mouth. The only thing that was maybe a little bit disturbing was sensation in my belly, and that's it. Yeah, and I lost 4 kg, but otherwise I felt great. I had no cravings, because even regularly I don't drink a lot of water, because I'm mainly on fruits. Last 3 years, high fruit diet, and it just felt very good. And I didn't so much for my body, but more for my ego and for my mind, to clear my mind. So I'm really grateful that I did this retreat with all of you guys, and I think it's gonna be. My goal is to do at least, because I don't want to be yet a libertarian, like 5 years ago when I was first heard about that things, I was, oh, that's it, that's it. But I think I have to try some more fruits and other things before I go that far. So yeah, thank you again. It was my goal is just to do one fast in a month, in about 24 to 36 hours. And I'm already every Friday we have our weekly fasting program, and we do the fast which is suitable for you. And I'm always on my fruits, because this is my main food and I like it very much. So yeah, that was my experience. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Markus.
Thank you, Sorko. Very nice. Normally, I recommend for people who are already experienced. We have 7 days a week, and then we can, after this experience, 5 days you do the normal intermediate fasting. It should be something normal, and then you have 2 days left. One day now you can do dry fasting, and another one you do with water, so that you get to use to fasting, even dry fasting, very frequently, then it's something normal in you. You have to train your body. It's actually very good. That's my recommendation. Even for people who are already like experienced, so then implement even 2 days of fasting, one with water or any liquid, or in one even in dry fasting. So in the rest 5 days, you eat your fruits, and that's it. Because that's actually where we have to go into fruits, something else, something natural. No cultivation, no agriculture, and so on, nonsense, only something very soft. That's actually what your body accepts the most easiest way. That you can see the fruits that you. Therefore, maybe that's the reason why Circo has had no problems, because with fruits you already made your detox, your main detox. Because when you think you are still using milk or cheese or meat or whatever, that's so high of toxins that you accumulate in your body, and then by dry fasting you feel a very hard impact. But when you are living on fruits, then everything is easy. That's actually there you can actually see and feel where we have to go. That's actually our path. They are easier. A fast is, the clearer should be for us where we have to go. In this example, Sorko lives on fruits. Even 2 days dry fasting was very easy for him. And for people who are actually in their natural or normal eating of 3 or 4 times a day, do 2 days dry fasting, they have a little bit. But that's, therefore you can see, when I suffer fasting, what does it mean? What does it actually mean? Because by fasting, normally I healing myself and detoxing myself and getting much more youth. And then actually eating is more or less a shortcut to the grave, and getting older and dying sooner and intoxicating myself. It's very easy to see. So I hope Soko will be the example for a few of you to do the first step, but to the fruits. Actually, it's very easy. I would say for people even very deep into food, not more than 6 months, then you should be very easy and used to fruits and feel that's so nice only to live on fruits, because you do not need any liquid anymore, because in the fruit there's enough juice and that's it. Then you drink automatically nothing, because you have to observe why you drink so much. Mostly because the food is so spicy, and the spicy food is more salty. And also, salty means a lot of toxin. So your body tries to diluting the toxins with liquid. So after it's very easy by seeing, when you take a spoon of salt or a few grains of salt on your tongue, your body is craving for liquid, because it do not want the salty sensation in his mouth. It's very interesting to see, and you can see what's actually toxic for your body. But example, what we have here now is where we have to go on the first step. First step is fruits, and then the rest comes by its own. The rest is easy. First step is step to fruits. When you're in fruits, then come to the next step. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. I hope that was clear. And if that clear, we can continue with Bobby.
Thank you. Hey, Marcus, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Of course, we can hear you. Sorry, I was on mute because then we can listen to you.
Okay. Um, yesterday you were telling me about like you have to know why you eat stuff or whatever, and you have to observe, right? So my question to you is, because I like the taste. Let's say it's pizza, for instance. I like the taste of pizza, and I want to find out why I want it. When you say observe, you say don't think, you observe. So is observing the way you say it? Is observing, like feeling the desire and observing the feeling? Or is it like your definition of observe? What are we observing? The desire, the feeling, and you let yourself feel it, and you observe how you react to that. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're talking about. For example, pizza or whatever, doesn't matter. You crave for it because of a certain feeling, a certain sensation. Because you have to understand, when your baby knows no pizza. So where it comes from? Pizza comes from an experience that you made maybe in family.
Yes.
So actually, when you eat pizza, you are craving for the sensation to be surrounded by your family. It's not the sensation of taste. It's the feeling what gives you to eat the pizza and the memory when I had pizza with the family.
Yeah, I can relate to that. But let's say like salty. Since I was a kid, I like salty stuff. Like I don't believe it's connected to family in that case. So if I want to find out why am I craving salt, do I do I
It's easy.
observe?
Uh,
Say
you have
again.
always to follow, and yeah, it's actually easy. It's easy because when we crave for something sweet, then we crave for more or less for mom. We crave for something salty, then we crave for more direction of our father side. So we have to think in which relation I'm still searching for love of my dad when I want something salty, because you can remember your the first candy were given by your mom for recompensation or whatever. But in our memory, the father always brings bread to the table, so something salty. So the relation in your mind or in our minds, maybe salty is the father's side, sweet is the mother side, that you have to observe. But I still have issues with my dad to actually you search for love in this case, acceptance or whatever had happened, and then say, okay, I'm right now anxious and actually I want to have the acceptance of my dad, and then you crave for something salty.
Okay, but again, just to clarify, observing, am I observing the desire? Am I observing the thoughts? What am I observing?
Actually, you have to follow the string, as I mentioned. Now you say C O. Okay, salty is the father side. So why I'm craving for something salty? What happened before? There was a situation, some fight, some stress, or whatever. That's observation. That means I have to observe the whole picture. Now I want pizza, and then observe the pizza I want to taste. Now, what brings me to pizza? What situation before, and what I'm expecting in the future from it? By pizza, you're expecting for the future. I want actually the acceptance of my dad. I want the become of my dad. I want the sensation to be protected. And then how I came to this situation. Then I have to go back. I had stress with my partner. I had stress with whatever, and why I was creating the situation. That means the whole package. You have to open in both directions, past and what I'm expecting in the future from. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very
But
much.
mainly it happens by situations unexpected. That means you're now completely relaxed. Then you get a phone call from somebody else who tells you no a story, and then or maybe get a bad news that means your mom died or whatever, and then you get emotion, and this emotion drives you. Then, oh, I want to calm down this emotion because it's a certain feeling of anxiety, and then you desire something. Normally, in our life, we always like to be protected, like a child do. We know there's mom and dad, they protect me, and that's actually the living that always people desire protect. Therefore the insurance company earn a lot of money because the people always desire safety and security. So that's the game, but we have to understand why we feel insecure, why we are fearful, because that's only the cause. Because when you are relaxed, everything is good. But when I'm in a stress mode or in a fear mode, then I desire rapidly something like a pizza that gives me the sensation to be protected and surrounded by my family.
Yeah. I do relate to it, but sometimes you don't remember, like, your childhood's so good, but the feeling remains. So I guess to observe the feeling is the best way,
Exactly. You have to observe the feeling where it comes from. That's it's observing. Even the observer is your ego. That's the way you observe. But you have to observe and not analyze. That's where we get a little bit confused, because analyze is to criticize yourself. Then that you do not get very far. Always observing in a neutral point and see, that happened because of that. It comes from there. And then it's much clearer. When you get hooked into it and then you feel the emotion, then you get lost. Always in a neutral point. Takes a little bit time in the beginning because we were trained to analyze and criticize ourselves in any moment. So to be an observer again takes some time. Step back and observe without any emotions. Only like you see a movie. You can see a movie and see about things, and that's it. Or you can cry with Titanic. That's your decision. But when you feel or get hooked into the movie, then you feel it and you cry. But then you see it from a distance. Was only a sinking boat, and that's it. An iceberg was crushing the boat, and that's it. Yeah, easy. But when you get emotion, then you observe it and think it's real, and then you suffer.
Yeah, like from a detached point of view. Okay, thank you. You are a great man, Mr. Marcus.
Thank you very much. Maria from Spain, would you like to ask or share something? Who else would like to have a question or share something? I think Maria.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, for me as well, it's been a very good experience, as well. It's difficult, especially because we are addicted to food, no? And physically, you feel the hunger and the pain, but then it goes. For me, the most difficult is the water, no? The other thing is, I feel like my mind is more sharp, and the more you go along, more you can do more things faster, and your mind is sharper. I don't know if it has to do something with that, but I feel my mind is different, and I would like to continue doing that as well. I'm very, very interested in the aspect of the soul, the aspect to how to, I don't know if it's through observation, like if you are becoming like a child from the heart, to be real honest and go back to the heart and go back to what we are real, no, as consciousness, as why we are here and what was the purpose, no, and I don't know. I hope this is main issue for me is to help me to understand who really I am and deep down, it's like I hope this will help me as well. I have the feeling that I'm going in this way as well. And that's the main purpose, not only the fact of stop eating or drinking, is just as well that I hope spiritually it can help me. But I'm very, very, very grateful for this experience, and I hope I can do it more deeply in another circumstance because it was not the ideal circumstance this weekend, but it was good for me as well. And I'm very, very, very grateful from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much for sharing this, Maria.
Thank you.
I can go a little bit deeper what's actually happening, but I'm happy for your experience, and it's I would say the benefit of fasting. The first technical part, normally your body creates melatonin all the time. But the point is also the melatonin production in your body starts after a few months. The first month there is no melatonin production. Melatonin, your body transforms in DMT, dimethyltryptamine. It's actually hallucination substance that you get more enlightened, more clear in your mind. So you clean the mind when you are big. But then by growing the ego, your body starts to produce melatonin. Very interesting to see. But the problem is when you eat, your body produces antibodies. Antibodies, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That means your body is in defense of food. It's also should observe it why my body is in defense of food. Actually, I need food. I think nonsense. So only by observing that your body creates antibodies by eating, but when he creates antibodies, the antibodies also kill the melatonin. So by eating, you will be done. It's very hard to say, but that's it. Because the more you eat, the you eat, the clearer is the mind. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody has any question or would like to share something?
I have another thing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, like when I initially did my 9-day process, I did 5 days dry fasting, right? And of course, I got the dry mouth very severely. But the thing is, because Marcus was talking about, it's not because of lack of water. Because when I started to drink, the dry mouth stayed for months before it came back. And I always wondered why did it happen that way? Like I was drinking, I couldn't drink enough. And my dry mouth, it took months. So I I wonder what is the reason for that. I don't know if Marcus has any.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing it. Of course, when we do dry fasting here, then the most need 2 or 3 days that your body uh, activates again everything to their normal or their normal status, but that you have months, that's very strange. But when you have also to understand what I'm thinking, I'm manifesting. So your dry mouth is like you starve for something. You're lack of liquid. But what means liquid for you? I'm starving for something emotionally, not only physically, because physically it's already happening. So always observing what you were eating. Maybe it's much more difficult when you eat very salty, and because salt is absorb a lot of liquid, and then you feel or always have this sensation of a dry mouth. But uh, it's so long, it's very strange for me. So it's a physical part, it's more a mental part. So when you have it, what you were expecting from when you have to drink because my mouth is dry, or your worries or everything what you have in your mind, you're manifesting. But that you have to, you have to because you're the cause. I can't read your mind in the past. So the only thing what I can observe that what I experienced here with the people, it takes a little bit time because they expect us better drinking, and but after, for example, in 8 days, what we do dry fasting, then also your body needs time again because when they drink, the first day when they drink, they think 3 or 4 glasses of water, and then they say, "Oh, I still have a dry mouth," and every water is now in my belly, and then they feel even sicker than before. And then they see, okay, I have to do it by sipping. And so then they start sipping slowly, and after 2 or 3 days, then everything works again normal. That's the only thing that I have observed during the retreats I'm doing. But for months, that's for me very strange that actually only you can see. Uh, but it always has to do with some cravings. For example, dehydration is the idea that I need liquid, I need liquid, I need something liquid, I need something what you think you are lack of, but emotionally, lack of love, lack of whatever, and then you keep it this way in stuff for a liquid, but liquid in this case maybe represents and what you have experienced during this process that you were getting, because when you do a fast and you get easily emotional, you can fall easily in a trap of milk. Then this emotion controls you and creates something. And maybe after that, you were craving still for something emotionally. And that was experienced by a dry mouth. Okay?
Yeah, and just so you know, that was only the first time. After that, like I never get dry. The only time I get dry mouth is when I eat. which is so interesting. Like now I can drive fast. I never get dry mouth except when I eat too much, and you already know the reason for that.
It's very interesting to see it. So when you eat, you actually desire for something, and then you feel a dry mouth. And the knowledge, depending, and when you see it, now you as you mentioned, you prefer something salty and that's very spicy or with a lot of condiment, and that's create a lot of dryness actually in your body or intoxication in your body, and your body tries to deal with these toxins, and therefore you crave for liquid or feel the sensation of a dry mouth. Uh, but that actually you should experience, play a little bit, do 1 week with fruits, 1 week fruit, and then you can see, oh, what's actually brewing with dry mouth. It's the food itself, the emotion, or what is it? So play one week only fruit, and then you see what happened with your body.
Okay, thank you again.
Amazing. Who would like to go next? This is your chance to ask Markus any questions. Share
I'm
any.
also happy when you ask me. That's for me it's perfect, because when I'm near the trees, they questioning all the time. So when there's everything clear, then that's I'm happy. So there's nothing else to say, that you are invited to a bigger stage of fasting. That means 8-day fasting. It's also a preparation, because actually my idea, as we were talking in the beginning of procreation, a solution for humanity. I was always thinking, so after 8 days fasting, the most people say, oh yeah, you're telling me my life makes no sense, and so what I should do. And then was coming up, we have to change humanity, and then comes we have to change procreation. So we have to change or build a space where we can create this new humanity again, and that's actually a tribal life. And that's actually the idea. And the first step is actually the 8 days, because in these 8 days you discover a lot of your emotions, your mind, your physical status. Everything is very, very interesting. Everybody gets happy, because after 8 days they see, oh, actually I'm not even starving or craving. I'm not even craving for food. I want something liquid. That's always a point, but actually I have no desire for food during the retreat. But when they go home or go back to the city, the surroundings, they suck them into it again, and that's also experience. You have to understand how you really be emotion. You have to understand where the word emotion comes from. So E means external, and emotions. So you react on the external perception, and that moves you. So to be emotional is to be very what do you say, very weak, actually. That means that the external, the surroundings controls you. That's emotion. So you should be a bit more solid and say no. For example, you now do the fasting. That means saying no. That's very, very, very powerful. Because the most of the time we say, yes, I'm going to eat, I'm going to do that, or yes, I will be your slave, I will pay taxes, I will do that, or that, or that. To say, no, I will stop eating. That's it's a very, very big step. You can see how many we're connected right now, and how big is the world. And most people prefer eating, prefer the distractions of food, the stimulation of food. But what you experience right now is, oh, food actually controls my life. And food controls my life, then who is living? Who has control of my life? It's very important to see in yourself again. And fasting is actually empowering your true self. That's actually what we try to do here. Okay, then I hope we see us one day
One has a
Sorry, Marcus.
in the.
can you
Somebody else. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Marcus. Nice to see you again. So my experience has been challenging both on the physical level, but especially the mental level. Physical level was, sometimes irritability and like a headache on the side of my temple. And today, a lot of reflux, and weakness. But the mental level is the hardest. I find that my mind is so maybe used to stimulation. So when it didn't feel safe in this quietness, I went to the mountain twice and it has been raining, which is good for me. But I found that every time I tried to calm and just be present in the moment, it doesn't last long. I would quickly daydream and think about the future. That's one thing I notice is I go to the future a lot, and to bring myself back has been a task. Like I would paint, I would draw, I would journal, but as soon as I stop that to rest and just enjoy the moment, it doesn't take long for me to go back into the future. I think one being because I feel very uncomfortable with the cold weather and with nature. I love nature, but I also feel very uncomfortable with nature. The coldness, the lack of comfort and roughness, all of that adds to my discomfort. And one of the other thing is the ringing in my ear. Usually I have the ringing in my ear, but it's more apparent when there's no distraction around me, like listening to something or listening to music. It's just there, and I find my mind very, very busy, and it's really frustrating, really. If you have anything to share, Marcus, I would really like to hear it. And I don't know, any tips will do. Thank you.
The first and the laws have always the same problems. My mind. It's so crazy. Of course, because you're thinking too much nonsense. Actually, thinking makes no sense. So actually, you should train yourself not thinking, because who is thinking is the one you are not. Because your true self knows everything. Your true self does not have to think. So, and mainly thinking means not be in the presence, because when I'm in the presence, I do not have to think. I'm living in the present, But thinking means past and future. You're always dancing in between over there all the time. But you can, for example, you have a lot of worries, therefore you're thinking too much in the future. Future is normally worries, what will become in the future and so on. Will I have enough money, about your relation, or whatever. Nonsense. Nonsense. No sense. Makes no sense. But we are trapped in this type of thinking. Worries also means For example, when I use the Spanish or the Latin word that means preoccupy, I'm preoccupying myself of something that I do know it will happen. This makes absolutely no sense. Tomorrow is tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, I will live tomorrow. But when today I try to live tomorrow, it makes that's actually a waste of time, because when I'm living with my thoughts in the future, then I can't live the present. So only by observing the nonsense I'm actually living, and then laugh actually over it and say, again I made this nonsense of thinking, and then enjoy the moment again. You have to observe in which moment you lost yourself by your thoughts. This means also observing, because by observe which moment, then you bring you back. Again, I'm thinking about tomorrow to pay my taxes, to pay whatever. And that doesn't matter. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Today I have a sunny day. I enjoy the sunny day and not the rain of tomorrow. Makes no sense. So, but we fall into this trap very easily. But that's actually like children's. When you ask them for tomorrow I don't know. Today I know there's area to play, and then we play. To be in the moment, that's actually the true living, or the only living, actually. Everything else means no living. There exists the book, actually, to be no, I don't know, but that means to live the moment. And then I have to ask myself, what brings me into it? I'm so bored, that I am not confident, that I am so fearful. So therefore, then you have to go back. You have to observe. Where comes this behavior? I'm copying the behavior of my mom or by my dad, or where it comes from? Because you have to always to see. You were born like a virgin, with no nonsense in your mind. But then you were programmed normally by your parents. You have to be worried of tomorrow, you have to work, you have to do that, and you have to do that. And then, therefore, you can observe where it comes from. And normally it comes from your parents, and then it's a point you're copying your parents, but why you're copying the complete nonsense of your parents? Because you're expecting still love from them. So you're still a love beggar. You're searching still for love. And then say, oh, I'm searching for love. Stop. That makes no sense. I'm a love being, so a love being do not search for love. So I got again confused. So only by this observation, then you dissolve everything. But when you only observe my mind, and you're stuck. No, observe it from a distance. How come this crazy mind be like a roller coaster? Makes no sense. Then observe starts the roller coaster. There should be a beginning of the roller coaster. And when you eliminate the beginning, then there's no roller coaster anymore. Because on the beginning of the roller coaster, there's a switch. We turn it off, and that's it. So easy. Okay, I hope I could help you a little bit. But of course, you are the cause. So you have to go to the cause. Not like a technique to eliminate. There is a lot of techniques for distraction, but not for elimination. Elimination can you only do by observing and get to the cause. That's actually true meditation. True meditation means observe and go and get to the cause. That's meditation. Or auto-hypnosis of meditation makes no sense, because before you live in a life of misery, and after that you live in a misery. So during the meditation I'm feeling good. Everybody feels good under auto-hypnotization, because he feels nothing. But we have to go to the cause. Okay?
Amazing.
Even if it's not so funny and not so nice to see the cause, but I have to observe the cause to eliminate the cause. Otherwise, it's impossible. But therefore, normally I give you a shortcut. The shortcut is observe who you are not. That means you're not the daughter, you're not the son, you're not the mom, dad, but you take this person or this, that's me, that's ego, me, and of course in this moment you suffer. Okay? So go ahead.
Okay, if that is clear, we can go with Esther.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, finally. Well, I would love to thank you, Marcus and Ro, for all your tips. It's been a wonderful experience and something very important for me that I will start getting used mentally to do this fasting forever, or at least more and more. I found it quite easy not to eat, even if I'm a food lover. I love to eat. And this is going to help me as a New Year's promise to myself, because now comes Christmas and family, and it's impossible here in Spain to let that go. So I hope I can do it from January. I will start after the all the Christmas thing with the juices and the fruit, which I love also. And I hope to be ready for the 8 days retreat that Marcus is going to have in, I think it was in May or June, the end of May or end of June here in Spain. I hope to be ready for that one. I think I will be very much. And the hardest thing for me, as one was saying, is the mental. Apart that I felt a little bit of press here and here, I guess that was the abstinency, but it wasn't so dangerous. I mean, it didn't matter. It was a bit of uncomfortable, but it was not a problem. But I have very clear how I want to go further with this. It helped me a lot. It's not hard at all not to eat, not at all. The drinking, well, I stopped the fasting of the drinking already, but I could have held it as well, but I didn't want to. It's just like that. Thank you so much for all your help. It's been very, very helpful for me.
Thank you for sharing your experience, Esther. And if there is any other comment about that, or should we continue with Zorko?
I have only one easy question for Marcus, because I've heard that he's only drinking sometimes, a few times in a week. And I'm interested, which is his favorite drink? What is drinking? That's it.
It's maybe once a week. It's but it's mainly the taste of juice, fruit juice, something mango juice, apple juice, something like that. No desire for beer or something like that. No juice, but even not for water. But even maybe say, oh, for what water? Water is not taste. I want to enjoy taste, because it's now a game of enjoying the taste, but not depending on the taste. So it's a taste you desire. Maybe a ginger taste, or a tea with a certain taste, something like that. When you are free from your addiction, then you see everything like a game. Then you see, but also I always see it like a memory. And I see why I want actually the mango juice. Mango juice, for example, I prefer when I'm far away from actually where the mangoes. So that means when I'm in Central Europe where there is no mango, then I decide, no, the mango juice gives me a memory of the situation when I was being in Colombia, South America, where actually you can see in every corner mango trees. So it's very nice, but always in a certain observation that you do not get into this craving all the time, because then you trap into or you step into the trap of emotions. But therefore, you can desire everything, but of course, I prefer something juice, any type, or any type of tea with a certain taste.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Does anyone has any last question?
I have one last one.
Yes.
Mr. Marcus, because like you got to a point where you're always observing and you're not living in the future or the past. What do you like to do when you're not doing retreats or whatever? What do you do? Like your likes or whatever?
My likes. So normally, now the last month I was always in between, traveling from one retreat to another retreat. So that was actually in between retreats the last 3 months. Next week I will be in on the riverside in the more or less south of Mendoza of Argentina, very in the middle of Argentina. And I will be there in the hammock, close to the riverside, and enjoy life. Only be. That means feel the water, feel listening to the birds. That's actually to be, and maybe we are there with a group of people. Actually, I'm starting there the tribal life, and maybe play something. But because I bought some, the handpan. You know what? It's handpan. That's the Omni for your hands to make music. So
Okay.
actually, I found a guy who is making them, and so I bought one, and that's actually to be a child again, to touch music, to vibrate with the music, to listen to the river, take a bath in the river, and even play the whole time. It's actually the next 2 months I will do it. Of course, meanwhile, in between I will guide something, organize something, but the most of the time I do nothing. And that's actually a children life. Do nothing with a purpose, nothing with a goal that I have to reach or whatever. And that's actually, you have to train yourself as well. That's actually not doing nothing. To have no purpose, that means purpose of your ego. Because when you stop your ego purpose, your ego here, then the real purpose of you, your true self, comes to surface. Then you will be guided to that what actually your soul wants to do, not what your mind and your ego ideas want to do. Actually, what's your true purpose? And your true purpose, I can tell you in ahead or in advance, is play. Your soul only wants to play here, nothing else. Not work and to worry and to do so much nonsense. Play music. Play in the woods, play on the lakeside or on the riverside, and be your true self. And that's actually I will do when I do beside the retreats, because the retreats starts in February again, and then I will be even till UK in one retreat again. Very busy even till I guess till June. Again, 4 months, 5 months busy with retreats, and then I will be in the in the jungle of Peru. Also, there will be my hammock for at least 2 months, and then I will be there to enjoy the jungle during June, July and August. Yeah. Okay, then you know what? Actually, I do nothing, and that's I'm actually try to communicate to people. You have to do something, but that actually should be in the hands of your true self, not in your hands. Step back, do nothing, and get surprised what joy actually waiting for you. A lot of joy in your life that you're actually missing only by doing nonsense, following your life as your ego mind and your ego person. So stop doing, enjoy doing nothing, and get prized what's actually your path, your true path.
Okay, sounds good.
I love it. And I won't change it, never ever for something else. They can tell me, I give you a new car, I will give you a house, I will give you. I will say no. I'm so happy with nothing, so I should have something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you have a lot of something, which is nothing.
Apollo, would you like to share with us something?
Hi, from me also. I'm Apollonius. I'm from Greece. Um, yes, when we are in nothing, we have everything. I would like to share this something that has to do what Markus said right now. How I realized it in my life in the age of 23. That for me the most important is attachment. Now I am 30 years old. I have some visions to do some things with people in Greece or globally, to organize many things, to create communities and many other stuff. But the most important is that to have no attachment with what is happening or not happening, because I have plans, and these plans sometimes they're not going well, and so what? Um, so through meditation and many hours of cultivating awareness and fasting and dry fasting also, and all this lifestyle I'm also living the last 7 years with diet and with all these path I'm following. Let's say I'm following. I'm not following. I'm just walking. I realized that I can do everything, even have money or have house or have friends, have girlfriend, have everything, but with no attachment. Because when I realized this meaning of attachment, I liberated from everything. I'm not attached to food or to not food. I can right now. I'm living with food. I eat food also, like fruits, juices mostly, and I have attachments on some things, and sometimes I catch myself. But because I'm always on this state of mind, and I'm aware of what is happening inside me and outside of me, instantly I am free. When I realize this again, or when I come back to myself, to my breath, I'm free. So I have a car, or I want to travel somewhere, I want to do this or to do some things, but I also feel free while I'm doing this. So this is my what I want to share with you from my life, and I'm also 30 years old. I can feel somehow how Marcus sees and lives the life and experience everything. But I'm also 30 years old now in this earth. But I feel and that I'm free. This is what I want to share. That I'm free also somehow in a big, let's say 90%. They want
Yeah.
attachment and detachment. Please. Thank you.
Exactly. The attachment and dependency. For example, when you depend, because feel free, and you can only feel free when you have no dependencies. When you depend on nothing, then you're free. When you depend on something, there's no liberty. And the true freedom comes also with peace, with inner peace. And then you can see when I'm not in peace with myself, then there's also no freedom. But it comes automatically when you depend on food, when you depend on money, and when you depend on searching for love, then you get trapped. Then you will never ever be in peace with you, and then there is no freedom. Because you depend on money, depend on food, depend on your lover or your partner or whatever. And that's nice that Aponius, maybe we see it next year, have shared with us. And that actually I want to share with you as well. You have to also to observe what takes away from me the peace. I am not in peace with myself. And then you have to also to go to this to the source of it. When I still want love, when I still want food, or I desire some material stuff, I need money or whatever, that takes away from you peace. So the less you have, the peacefuler you are. And also very important, we also expect more peace in the world, but the responsibility is with us. When we are not in peace, how can we have a peaceful world? So we have to start to be in peace with us, and then we can then we form a peaceful surrounding. So when you see the world right now, then you can see there's nobody's in peace. Everybody's in hate with themselves and with aggression. It's actually with themselves. When everybody would be peace within themselves, the world would be in peace automatically. So actually, that's the responsibility to be human, to observe why I'm not in peace with myself. Okay, that's actually all for me for today. We can wrap it up here. I guess there's no more questions or no something else or someone to share. Then you can wrap it up over there. We'll see you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for this retreat, for this meeting, Meet Your Being. And I hope you enjoy as much as I did. And thank you. And Markus gonna be busy now with the tribe. So when we organize next year, next retreat online, we will share, and I hope we stay connected.
At least till February, maybe next year. So the next 2 months, I'm busy with myself, to enjoy myself, to be happy with myself. And also now everybody is thinking of holiday, of Christmas, New Year's Eve, and family. Then so enjoy family. I will enjoy myself. Okay, maybe we see us next year, and maybe you will join one day in a retreat with you. Because next year I do 2 retreats in Europe, in English, one in Greece and one in the UK. So you're welcome.
Yes, you are all welcome. May is retreat in UK. September is a retreat in Greece with Apollonis.
Sorry, wasn't any retreat in Spain? I think it was one in Spain, no? In May or June?
Yes. Yes, I'm not sure the dates, but yes.
Spain, I do not have information. The rest of the retreats are all in Spain. So I will do next year. I have 15 retreats next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
From
okay.
these 15 retreats, I have two in English, one in Portuguese, in Brazil, three in Mexico, and three in Spain. So
Okay,
there's
because
enough.
I want to go. I want to prepare for that one in Spain. Yes, yes, yes.
May you will see us in Serinia, in close to Girona.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In English will be 2 retreats in Greece and UK. But if more people join the ones English in Spain, they can ask Markus and arrange that.
No, I will go in Spanish. Some Spanish show is perfect for me.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and have a
Thank you so
wonderful
much.
day.
Bye
See you
bye.
next year.
Thanks.
Bye bye. Merry Christmas.
Peace and love.
Many thanks.